Acción, tu revista mensual de cine y series, con los mejores estrenos de cine, fichas y reportajes coleccionables, series de televisión y 4 pósters todos los meses. Búscala en tu kiosco.
Pues quiero preguntar primero quién es Vivian, quién es este personaje, esta mujer que está sola en un mundo de hombres completamente hostil.
Who she is in the world.
She's in a hostile man's world.
She is human. I think that's what I find most interesting about her. She's strong and independent, yes, but she's mainly just herself, and that's what makes her strong, you know. She's allowed to be a human. I think in many movies a woman was always bound to a reason to be, you know. She was there because she was beautiful, or she was there because she was crazy, or she was there because, you know, in all these like old Hollywood movies, a woman always has a reason to be there, while a man can just be there. You know, John Wayne is not really beautiful. He's not particularly strong. I mean, he's good at on the horse, yes, but you know what I mean. He's just a guy, and he doesn't have to be explained. Sometimes he just leaves at the end of the film. He's on the horse and he's like, "Ciao," and he just goes, and there's no reason for him to go. It's just he does that because he's allowed to. The woman always needs a reason, and here I think Vivienne, what makes her human and strong is that she is allowed to just be a person, a normal person.
Y además se encuentra no definida por las relaciones con otros personajes, sino por justo eso, por estar sola frente a ese mundo. ¿Cómo ha sido desarrollar ese momento para el personaje durante gran parte de la historia?
How did you develop, you know, the fact that...
I just try to make it very personal. I try to make everything personal when I make a movie. And you know, I mean, we were really in that world. We were in a old Western town that John Wayne had built for his films, so we could use the old decor. And it was like the real experience. We were always outside. We were always on a horse. We were always walking somewhere. I was never sitting in a chair. Never. So it was very much the real thing. And I tried to just make it very personal from me. And I was trying to channel just like how would have been if I would live there. How would be if I would be her, facing all these men. And what I found was a silent embrace of vulnerability.
Y es dentro de un género como es el western, tan esencialmente masculino en Hollywood, es una película profundamente feminista,
sí,
liderada por completo por este personaje. Es un cambio dentro del género y no sé cómo lo has sentido participando en un proyecto como este.
So I was happy to be part of the project, of course, and I was very happy Viggo asked me to do that role. Because it was a beautiful role, and it was a role that was very close to maybe who I am as well. You know, I also challenged a lot of the roles I was supposed to have, of the mother, of the woman, of the wife, of the. But I think it is. You say it's profoundly feminist. I think where it's feminist, it's that it's not trying to be feminist. You see. It's actually very honest from Viggo. It's really Viggo's film, and it's really his way of telling a story that he finds interesting. He's not trying to make it feminist by saying, "Oh, let's change the man to the woman," you know? It's really just what he wants to tell us, and it's a love story. And I think that's where the movie is modern. Maybe even ahead of its time. Because it allows it to not take the side. It's not the man is bad, the woman is good. They're equally bad and good, and there's no, you know, side. Yeah.
¿Es eso lo que le lleva a aceptar un papel? Poder interpretar personajes reales, no la imagen que tenemos de una mujer, sino una mujer real.
That's why you accept
Yeah.
roles, because they are real women.
Yes.
Not the image that we project.
Yes. I seek these roles, but I think every role I have, I turn into that. I think you could probably put me in any film and I would do that. I would even manage to make Spider-Man human.
¿Cómo ha sido la experiencia de trabajar conmigo como director? Teniendo en cuenta que él es también actor, no sé si cambia un poco la dinámica a la hora de enfrentarse a un proyecto, trabajar con un director que también es actor.
So there's many sides to this. I really enjoyed it because it was also a challenge, you know. It's the first time that I work with a director who's also acting with me. When a director is an actor, means they have more sensitivity for the acting, and which makes it easier, or is a good thing. On the other hand, he was also a director on a very difficult movie, you know, like making a Western. You have the horses, you have the sets, you have the weather, you have the time pressure of the sun going down. Like, it was very, very hard film to make. So he had a lot of work. So I also was dealing with all of that, and he couldn't just be the actor for me. So I had to find my own way, but it was good for Viviane, because Viviane also has to find her own way. She's also lost in a man's world, you know. So I was sometimes lost in that, and then I tried to just be in that silence I described you know, just be alone and be in this silence where I accept to be lost or accept to not know.
Y además hay una relación que considero fascinante dentro de la película, que es la relación de Viviane con ese villano, sobre todo después de ese gran suceso que tienen entre los dos, y cómo eso se desarrolla, ese cruce de miradas, de silencios continuos, cómo ha sido trabajar eso cuando hay esa presencia tan amenazadora delante en la que no puedes responder más que con el silencio.
The presence in the silence?
Yeah, working with the bad guy. The way that you own the threatening,
yes.
His threatening glance, and your response,
yeah,
you cannot speak, you have more time.
I think, so this was already really well written in the script, was one thing. And it was a pleasure for me to play that, because it's, you know, very much, it's a great way of describing a silent war, you know. But of course it's like the perfect thing for me, because this is what I do in all my roles. If you have seen other films of mine, I really like to use this silence and to allow the audience to read me in my silence and read my resistance and my fight in the silence of saying, you can take my body, you can break my body, you can maybe try and break my soul, but what I have in my eye, my look, you will never get, ever. And that's also what I have in my roles versus to being an actress. You know, Hollywood wants you to be an actress like this and you have to wear that, but they will never get in here. So my look will always be my look, and they will always carry this independence, you know. So of course in this scene it was perfect for me to carry that.
Muchísimas gracias, enhorabuena por la película. It's an amazing film.
Thank you.
Acción, tu revista mensual de cine y series, con los mejores estrenos de cine, fichas y reportajes coleccionables, series de televisión y 4 pósters todos los meses. Búscala en tu kiosco.